Hey, welcome back to Wood Sports Gaming. As we start another road to the show, who is going to draft this young, raw, potential superstar out of Iowa? Derby, Iowa. Went to school at Mormon Trail. Who's going to take a shot on this kid today?
Carlos,
we'll find out. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Grab that popcorn, grab a soda, sit back, and enjoy some road to the show right here on Wood Sports Gaming.
We've got a developing story here.
We also want to remind you we do not own the content of the game. They belong to
my scouts, and they're all
MLB and San Diego Studios. The pick is in. Who's it going to be?
When we were that age, we were barely chewing gum and walking at the same time, let alone playing the hardest game there is.
Let's see if he's pumping up mentally here to adapt. That's what good players do.
That dream of getting the big leagues is now becoming reality with that one phone call.
Continuing our MLB Draft Day 2 wrap-up coverage, back to the prospect that we mentioned before the break. There was some surprise, even some criticism of the front office over how early he went off the board. Jonathan Mayo, what do you think of this pick?
Man, I don't think any of us saw this one coming. This definitely feels like a reach to me. I had him more as a day 3 kind of guy. There was a split camp. A lot of scouts disagreed whether he's better as a pitcher or better as a hitter. I'm guessing the team felt that he's got potential on both sides of the ball, and maybe that adds some value to him. But this made me scratch my head a little bit for sure.
All right, Jonathan Mayo, thanks. What about you, Jim Callis? Was this a head-scratcher or the reach of the draft, as some of the other analysts have suggested?
Yeah, I talked to somebody with the team, and they're excited to get this guy. This is a guy they really want. And the 2 points the club made to me were, one, this whole debate, is he a hitter, is he a pitcher? What are you going to do with him? There was a lot of confusion. This team isn't confused. This team feels like he's got very good potential as a hitter and as a pitcher. They may even try to play him both ways. And they felt like there were a couple other teams that were starting to sniff around this guy. And, this isn't the NFL or NBA draft where you can trade down to get a guy you want. If you want a guy, you have to take him because there's no trades. And they felt like if they didn't take him where they did, somebody else was going to get them. And they just absolutely did not want that to happen.
Jim Callis, we appreciate the time. Thanks.
A minor league manager checks in with one of his players to discuss a launch plan for the young man's development.
Game's future stars are on display as minor league baseball comes your way on the show. Tonight, the second of 3 to start the week between the Montgomery Biscuits and the Tennessee Smokies. It's baseball, it's the show, and it comes your way next. Number 36 will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, you don't see a lot of guys that have 5 pitches, right? Sometimes it's hard to master.
Next up, David Woods, as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box. Here it comes. And he'll start him with a high strike here on the fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Well, you take a look at our visiting club as they take the field tonight. They were the spoilers here on opening day as they took Game 1 of the season on the road.
Yeah, Matty, not easy to start opening day on the road and grab a W in the opponent's ballpark. But that's what happened, and they come into Game 2 with a chance to set the tone in this series.
Reined in. Throw in time, and the side is tired. We've played bottom of the inning now, and digging in as the DH, the switch hitter, David Woods. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. Number 20 is there, and he has it for the out.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
Into the box, David Woods. Third trip to the plate for him here tonight. 0 for 2 at this point.
This is where the pressure starts to build a little bit on an offense. It's not late enough. I mean, you don't have to start panicking right now, but this is where you're looking for someone to light a spark to get back in this game.
And that'll get down out there near the wall. Around second. He's on his way to third. And he's safe. Digging in will be Greg Deichmann. He doubled earlier and carries a 2 for 2 line into this appearance. The 3-1. And he's able to lay off there for ball 4. And that'll put runners at the corners now with still nobody out. And now here is Ed Howard. It was a fly out for him in his last trip.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'd like a base hit of some sort right here, Matty. But hey, you know what? Another fly out wouldn't be all that bad. If he can get it deep enough, he should be able to drive a nice run with a sac full.
The breaking ball, Ed Howard becomes the first out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Line to the right side. And now they'll tag him out between first and second. It's a double play, and the inning is over. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. We're through 6 full. The Biscuits lead it 3-1. So stepping in is David Woods. He'll get things started now in the bottom of inning number 8. And there's a line drive base hit to left field. So it's a leadoff knock to start out the inning as they'll try to claw back at that 3-run deficit. Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will, and Showtrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by.
Now batting, right fielder.
Now at the plate here is Greg Deichmann. It was a walk in his last trip. On the ground to second base. This could be 2. To second for 1. On to first, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now.
It's hard to do anything with a pitch like that that's below the zone. And if you do anything.
Next, it'll be David Woods trying here to plate the tying run from second. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Now a swing as he foul tips it here, and right off his arm behind the plate. That hurts. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Struck him out, so he'll strand the possible tying run at second, and a great job of working out of trouble as this ball game is over. This evening's game comes to an end. 5-4 the final tally. Montgomery took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. J.J. Goss gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your Welcome to MLB The Show and this presentation of minor league baseball. Game number 3 of this new season between the Montgomery Biscuits and the Tennessee Smokies. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next.
Your Tennessee Smokies.
Number 25, a right-hander from the state of Texas, is the man on the mound here. What's your take on him, Dan?
This guy really struggled last year. This season's going to be about a bounce-back year. Real ugly ERA last year. He has a lot to prove to himself and to his teammates that he's a much better pitcher than he was last year.
Next to dig in, David Woods, as the switch hitter will bat right-handed here. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Strike taken up in the zone. Guys, you take a look at our visiting club as they enter play here this evening. They come in feeling good as they're 2-0 to start the new year.
Hey, not an easy thing to do, D-Row, to get a sweep, a 3-game sweep on the road. They've won the first 2, looking to put a bow on this one here.
Yeah, to win 3 on the road, Dan, significantly difficult in today's game. You try and take care of business at home. This would be huge for this team.
And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there. So you can mark that one down as an E5, and I'd bet he'd like to have that one over. So now here is Jake Adams. Here comes the 1-2. Is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Well, I have to give credit to him on the mound for not letting that previous pitch get to him.
Comes the right fielder. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. 2 gone now. Next, it'll be Esteban Quiroz. Here's the 2-2. Pulled toward right center field. Number 20 is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Now to the plate, here is David Woods.
First baseman, David Woods.
First pitch on its way. Now a shot out toward the alley in right center. As he arrives at second without a play, as also on the play, a run comes across to score. Stepping up is Jake Adams, struck out in his last trip to the plate. The 3-1, lofted in the air out toward right center. Right fielder coming on. He's there and records the first out. And the runner, not tagging, will retreat to second base. Now to bat, Ed Howard. Flew out last time up. The 1-2. Skied into very shallow right. And that's taken in straightaway right. Will he try from second? And they'll put the tag on him between third and home, and I don't know what he's thinking, but it
took him an extra frame to do it, but hey, they're not going to complain as they lock up a nice road victory here in 10 innings.
And this evening's ends at a 7-2 finish. Time for baseball of the minor league variety as the show brings you coverage from the AAA East. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the Iowa Cubs and the Columbus Clippers. We've got baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Number 77, a left-handed Floridian, will get the starting assignment. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, you take a look at that ERA, and it's a little bloated right now. This guy's a better pitcher than that, but he hasn't been real consistent. One good game, one bad game. I think what he needs to do...
Striding in is David Woods. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. The pitch. Line shot to third, and the side is retired. Nothing doing here in the opening half inning. And now in the box, number 14. He's hitting in the 270s on the season coming into this one. Hit to first. Scooped up. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Okay, here's a defense for the away team. And guys, taking a look at this defense is going to have to be stout today. Starting pitcher with an ERA being found by the opposition. So the
Standing in now, David Woods. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Number 13 is there, and he makes the catch for the out. So the batting order turns over now, and set to go Brian Roquillo. He smacked a triple and later scored his first time around. Weekly hit towards first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. So the next to bat will be Luke Miller. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. 2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. On the ground is short. This could be 2. He's got it. There's 1. On to first, and they get them both. Stepping in once again is David Woods. He flew out in his last AB. Now the first pitch. A swing and a ground ball to third. Oh, what a stop on the slide. Hey now. And here's that one again with show track. Great reactions to knock it. Next to stand in is David Woods. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Hit Weekly back to the mound. Throw on to first, gets him, and the side is retired. So they pick up a run on 2 hits.
I think one thing when you get to AAA, there are a lot more veteran players too. A lot of guys that have been up and down the big leagues. Not so many young kids like there were in the lower.
A player is presented with a unique opportunity. Dreams do come true. This player is about to get the chance that millions only dream of. The chance to see if he's got what it takes to make it in the show.
Back here on MLB Central, and before the break, we talked a little bit about an exciting prospect who has made his way to the major leagues. Minor league podcaster Ben Gelman has been covering this player for a long time, and he joins us now. Ben, thanks for joining us. How did you become interested in his journey?
I'm very excited to be here, Robert. You know, when he got drafted, there were a lot of folks saying he got drafted too high, and that caught my attention. I made a mental note to keep tabs on him. And then, you know, they tried the two-way experiment with him, and even though they moved off it, he remained very interesting to me. It's been fun to watch him go from the amateur ranks to minor league baseball and now all the way to MLB.
So now that he's here at the top level, what should we expect to see from him as he tries to take on the best in the world?
You know, I think we've been a little spoiled in recent years by guys like Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr. who come up and they just light the league on fire right away. I don't think it's fair to expect that of him. That's not to say that he can't do it. He's got the talent, but it's so rare that we see that. I still think, this is my belief, he's going to be a significant contributor right away.
Well, it's got to be so exciting for him as it is for every young player who gets the call for that very first time. Sean, you've been there. You know what it's like. What is your memory of being called to the majors for the first time?
And it was just, that was unbelievable in itself. And I came in the clubhouse afterwards, and Mark Shapiro at the time was the minor league director. Brian Graham was the coach. And they said, hey, congratulations, Case. That's awesome. I'm like, oh, it's so great. You know, we're popping the champagne. I'm getting ready to go home the next day. And next thing you know, they're like, you're getting called up to the big leagues tomorrow. Your season's not over. You're going to meet the team in Chicago. And I remember running out to get on a payphone because there's no cell phones. And I called my mom and dad and said, Dad, Mom, I just hit a home run to win the AAA championship, and I just got called to the big leagues in a matter of like 15 minutes, you know? And so it was one of those things where it's the dream's coming true. Like all those hours of hitting, all the time putting in, all the weights, all the stuff that you did, that dream of getting the big leagues is now becoming reality with that one phone call or the one moment you get called up. So, you know, for me, it's mind-boggling. It's one of the greatest moments of my life.
Case, that is a great story. Thanks for sharing, and thanks.
Baseball under the lights of Wrigley Field in Chicago. Tonight, it's a matchup from the NL Central between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. Alongside Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, and D-Row will see a highly anticipated Major League debut in this one of the elite prospects in the game.
Yeah, this is a special day for the entire sport when you really think about it. Certainly special for the kid in this organization. But I'll tell you, when a prospect of his caliber graduates to the big league level, the baseball world stops and takes notice. I know it's just one game. We're going to put a lot of focus on his performance here today. And it probably really doesn't mean that much, but it would be awesome to see him come out and put on a show for us.
Cade Horton gets the starting nod for the Cubs in this one. What's your take on him, Dan?
Here's a guy that numbers can be a little bit deceiving. He has a whip in the 1.3 area and above range. It's a little higher than league average. He's been a little bit inconsistent. One good game, one bad game, but don't let that whip fool you. This guy's a much better pitcher than that. And if he brings his A game, he could be awfully tough in this one.
David Woods is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning, 1-0. And guys, we take a look at the Brewers entering play here tonight. It was another loss for them last time out, and that makes them 2-8 over their last 10 games.
Yeah, Matty V, and you know what, D-Row, this is when you really get tested. They call it the dog days of August for a reason. When you're struggling like this team is right now, the games get long, the schedule gets long, and you start looking forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but you got to find a way, Dan. You know as well as I do. You got to look in the mirror. You're playing for way more, especially the way this team is underachieved. You got to keep grinding. You got to find a way to put your foot on the gas and show up to the yard every day ready to go.
Fouled off wide at first, but boy, that had some zip on it. Though he was always projected as a future major leaguer, actually getting to stand in for your first big league at-bat is no small feat. You got to think he's really happy to be here, of course.
Yeah, Matty, he's certainly happy to be here. If he can feel his legs, the nerves are definitely going right now. This is when you have to slow the moment down, hopefully shrink the stadium, and bring it back to wiffle ball in your backyard.
Next for Milwaukee, number 10, 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Nobody out, runner up. And this is on the ground to first, could be 2. One there, on to first to complete the double play.
That's one of the hardest double plays to turn right there because of the difficult throw the first baseman has to make. No problem this time, though, and they get the 2 outs they were looking for.
So now here is David Woods looking to put them ahead early with this at-bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Hey, this pitcher's going to have to step off the mound right here and refocus. Take a deep breath, something. Can't keep falling behind and creating traffic. It puts everybody on edge, not only himself, his defense, and especially his manager.
2-0 now. Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. He's fallen behind now. 3-1.
3-1 here. You have to make a good pitch on the mound. Grooving one here rarely works in your favor unless the hitter tries to do too much with it.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above it.
Well, the side is retired as they make the play. That's how you roll it. 5-4, 3, a double. Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Now back to the top of the Milwaukee order, digging in number 10. It's been an 0-for-2 effort for him to this point. Shot down the line. It's a fair ball. He's around first, heading for 2. And he's not stopping. He wants 3. And he is into third with a leadoff triple.
Of course they feel good about the triple, but
So in now for Chicago, David Woods. He's still hitless in the majors after 2 at-bats. No doubt he'd like to turn that 0 batting average into a .333 here.
Yeah, I know it's his first game, but after 2 at-bats, he should be able to slow himself down a little bit. I expect him to have a nice.
Now the Cubs' 4-hole hitter, David Woods, 0-for-3 on the day so far. He doesn't seem to have the idea on the major league pitching thing yet, but he could turn his day around with a hit here.
Yeah, he just needs one to fall right here. Just something to grab himself a batting average and let him relax. You're playing for everybody else but yourself at this moment, just trying to grind to get a hit.
Chico is going to get back, and he'll put this one away.
well, baseball is a game of streaks and runs, so a 4-game skid happens to even the best of teams. The key is they didn't panic or press. They just came out here, played their game, and put the losing streak behind them, like professionals are supposed to do. Well done.
4-2 the final score tonight. The Brewers rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Number 54 earns his 8th victory of the season. Aaron Ashby earns the save out of the bullpen, his 26th. So doesn't get much better than this. Afternoon baseball from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Today it's an NL Central Division matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. Alongside Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, and D-Row will see a highly anticipated Major League debut in this one. One of the elite prospects in the game.
Yeah, this is a special day for the entire sport when you really think about it. Certainly special for the kid in this organization. But I'll tell you, when a prospect of his caliber graduates to the big league level, the baseball world stops and takes notice. I know it's just one game. We're going to put a lot of focus on his performance here today. It probably really doesn't mean that much, but it would be awesome to see him come out and put on a show for us.
Justin Steele will be on the mound for Game 4. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, Matty V, we're getting a chance to look at a guy that's been like white hot. How about a whip under 1.00 in his last 3 starts? Not a lot of base runners, and that usually adds up to a lot of success. Let's see if he can continue to do that in this one here today.
The batter will be William Contreras. Couple of hits for him in 4 trips to the plate last night. The 1-1. Drilled to the right side. A diving try, but it's through into the outfield. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only 1 away.
Hey, maybe we have something brewing right here. That has to be the case. When you're level A starter, numero uno, you have to find a way to get to him.
Next to hit, David Woods comes off an 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. First delivery to him. No balls and 1 strike.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Dan Dero, these Brewers, as they begin play here this afternoon, they come in looking to make it 2 in a row as they were winners last time out.
Yeah, Matty V, and you know what, Dero, this is when you really get tested. They call it the dog days of August for a reason. When you're struggling like this team is right now, the games get long, the schedule gets long, and you start looking forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but you got to find a way, Dan. You know as well as I do. You got to look in the mirror. You're playing for way more, especially the way this team is.
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. 1 hit's all they get. We played 2 full, and we are tied 0-0. So 2 away in the Brewers' half of the 3rd, and that brings up William Contreras. Oh, and a beautiful diving catch there will end the inning as the side is retired. Who says first base is where they hide the guys that can't play the field? Back with more of this Thursday afternoon Business Person Special following this. The next Cub up, David Woods, as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box. Now the first pitch. Smoke the other way, high and deep to left. Off the LED board and gone. So that's his first home run in the big leagues, and it's fair to say it's a moment he'll never forget.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Matt. People ask him 50 years from now who he hit it off of and what stadium he was playing in, and he'll remember it all. Heck, he'll probably remember what kind of pitch it was, too. Hopefully he can get the ball back so that can go in his trophy case forever.
At the plate now is David Woods.
Yeah, Matt, that last one wasn't exactly a tape measure shot, but listen, a home run is a home run. I know a lot of pitchers, they call that a wall scraper in his last AB, but listen, it counts as a home run nonetheless.
First pitch of the AB on its way, and that's by him down the line in right field toward the corner. The run scores from second. It's a 4-3 game.
Dan, you'll take RBIs any way you can get them, but when they give your team the lead in the late innings, man, that feels good.
Oh, it especially does, especially when you start to score runs. When runs are at a premium, that's what makes you feel really good about yourself.
Now into the box, Kelly De La Cruz, and their runners at the corners now. And late reactions, and they got him. Next up is Matt Shaw. He tripled earlier, making him 1 for 2 in the ball game. Slowly hit to first. I don't think they can get 2. Reined in to second for 1. On to first, and they turn the double play.
That's one of the hardest double plays.
So a big at-bat coming up, and it'll be number 10, and he represents the potential go-ahead run. And now a two-strike bunt attempt here as this one's down. To second for one, but he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the one out.
Hey, this was a pretty tightly played game. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching, and defense in certain spots. This one was a fun one to watch.
A one-run finish today, 5-4 the final score. The Cubbies jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead back. Phil Maton earns the victory in relief in this one, his 7th of the year. Shane Woods records the save, number 38.
Own moment in his young career. A hitter who's been whiffing a lot is coached to return to his fundamentals.
First opened back in 2012. We're live inside the cavernous Lone Depot Park in Miami. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins. Barry Bonds, the National League's batting leader, continues his campaign for a batting crown. Next. Braxton Garrett, the Alabama-born left-hander, will be doing the pitching in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the ERA is into the 4s coming into this start, but he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. And every once in a while, he can throw some decent.
So here's the cleanup hitter, David Woods, hoping to stay hot. He had a couple of hits, including a home run yesterday. First offering. Low for ball 1. Guys, this Marlins ball club, as they begin play here tonight, they are in the midst of a pretty bad stretch as they've dropped 6 straight coming in. Bonds, base runner at first with 1 out. Now a throw over and dive, but he's back in. Here's the 1-0. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Ruiz is calling for it, and he brings it in for the 2nd out of the inning. Up next from Miami, Agustin Ramirez. 1 out, nobody on. Grounded to the right. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, David Woods, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First pitch coming, here it is. Runner goes for 3rd. Swing and a liner. Weak grounder down the first baseline. But that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
That misses. 1-2. Runner in scoring position at 2nd with 2 down. And this one runs in on him as he can't get his arms extended. A great pitch there, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. They're up 2-0. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, number 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
You know, these next couple innings are really important on offense to keep pace, even though it's early.
Drops one down here, and he'll try to beat it out. And he barely gets to the bag in time, and a close play for out number 1. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. Next will be the cleanup hitter, David Woods. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch-outs will stick with you a little longer.
Smoked on the ground left side, and that finds its way through for a base hit.
He looked a little bit out in front right there, but he's able to pull that ground ball through the hole for a single.
Next to hit is Matt Country Breakfast, singled in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and they take another single right here. That third base coach is dying to wave his arms. I wouldn't be surprised if anything hit hard through the infield. He's going to wave them.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. And the 2-out threat won't pay off. The inning is over. Cubs strand a couple, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Stepping in next, David Woods, and he's got runners at the corners here with only one gun.
Woods.
He's set. Here it comes. Got him fishing that time. 1-1. Back to the top of the Miami lineup now, and stepping in Esteury Ruiz. 2 away here in the 8th, and time's running out on him, Danny.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of outs left to work with, so it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Miami need to get it going soon. It's 5-0. Anthony Bender enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. David Woods is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning. 1-0.
And think about it. In game 1 of this series, they've already had to go deep into their bullpen. This could affect them for the rest of the weekend if they don't get really good starting pitching.
Lifted the other way down the left field line. And that's in there. Base hit. And this will get all the way to the wall now. And he'll pull into second here with nobody out. So now to the plate, Matt Country Breakfast. He doubled his last time up. The 2-2 to first. He's right there. And he'll take this to the bag himself for the first out, but it's a productive one as the runner moves up to third. Now at the plate is Pete Armstrong. He's doubled and singled in 4 at-bats in this contest. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away.
Wow, that back with a better pitch and gets the punch out.
Digging in next, Carlos Santana. He bounced out last time up. The 3-1. Pulled toward right center field. Conine is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're playing on the road. Take it right to the home squad and get a win. Now the pressure is off. If they get one of the next 2, the series is theirs.
A 5-0 finish tonight. The Cubs jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Number 18 earns his staff-leading 16th victory of the season. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasco. Now from the Sunshine State of Florida, we're under the lights at beautiful Lone Depot Park. Tonight, Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins. Barry Bonds, the National League's batting leader, continues his campaign for a batting crown. Next. Number 26 is on the mound for Game 2. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, Matt, we're going to get a chance to watch a guy that has a pretty good slurve. And a lot of people ask me, hey, what's a slurve? It's kind of in between. It's not really a curveball, and it's not a true slider. It's kind of a hybrid of both. Whatever it is, he throws it, and he throws it well. It's about 6 to 7 miles an hour slower than his fastball, and he has an awfully good one. And if he brings that one with him, he should have some success in this one here today.
David Woods stands in as he looks at a called strike. Guys, this Marlins ball club, as they begin play here tonight, they have not been playing all that well, to put it charitably, as they come into this one losers of 7 straight games.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a moderate losing streak right now. Can't be happy with the way they played, but they have to find a way to relax a little bit. Everybody goes through these little stretches, these little valleys throughout the course of a long season. This team should right itself.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Esteury Ruiz grounded out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and I know you want to lace a line drive or hit a potential home run. But I'll tell you what, grab the cheap ribby when it's there. Give me a ground ball middle of the diamond and steal a run.
Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. And he will get there ahead of the throw to Santana, safe at the plate.
Well, that wasn't your standard sack.
Leading off the inning, it'll be David Woods, and they could use a spark from him here.
Still a big...
Now here's one high and deep to left. If it stays fair, it's gone. Out of here, into the visitors' bullpen. So a solo shot down the line in left. Home run number 2 for him on the year. And the Cubs are on the board. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stinks.
And now David Woods. He comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier. He's set, and the pitch. Big swing, and this one's launched to right field and deep. Conine is on the warning track as he hauls it in for a loud out number 1. Ready now is David Woods. Go ahead run at first. Nobody out. Here's the first pitch. And it's fouled away. Go ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. In the dirt here. Now the 0-2 pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Conine will settle under it to make the play for the first out, as they'll have to head back. And tonight's comes to an end. 6-3 the final. The Miami Marlins seal up their 30th win at home on the season. Cade Gibson wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Here now is the final score tonight.
Afternoon baseball now from beautiful Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. Today, the 3rd and final game in this 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins. Barry Bonds, the National League's batting leader, continues his campaign for a batting crown. Next. Sandy Alcantara gets the ball for Miami in this one. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, one of the strengths of this guy is handling right-handed hitters. Right-handers coming into this game are hitting under 250 against this guy, so he's doing a lot of things right when the right-handers step into the batter's box.
That brings up Xavier Edwards. Took an 0 for 4 in the victory last night.
Xavier Edwards.
The 1-2 pitch. Hit down the line at first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Nothing in the Miami first. We've played an inning in South Florida. No score on the show. All set for the start of the inning, and next it'll be the switch hitting first baseman, David Woods. Now here's the pitch. First pitch of the inning is taken downstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, they do come off. However, that came on the heels of a streak that watched them lose 7 in a row prior to that.
Yeah, Matty V, and you know what, D-Row, this is when you really get tested. They call it the dog days of August for a reason. When you're struggling like this team is right now, the games get long, the schedule gets long, and you start looking forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but you got to find a way, Dan. You know as well as I do. You got to look in the mirror. You're playing for way more, especially the way this team is underachieved. You got to keep grinding. You got to find a way to put your foot on the gas and show up to the yard every day ready to go.
And the pitch on 2-1. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. On to first, and there's one gone here to start the second.
All right, here's the defensive alignment for the Miami Marlins. And you talk about fitting a profile for a right fielder. Big surprise who brings the absolute bazooka to the game today. That is the right fielder. Don't look for anyone to test this guy.
Leading up for the Marlins, the left fielder.
This is on the ground over to first. He's got it. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely. So definite problems on that last play, and they'll hit the first baseman for the error. Now it'll be David Woods. He bounced out last time up. First pitch on its way. Now he turns and smokes this one into deep center field. And what an effort on the running play to end the inning. Cubs are down in order. They still trail 1-0. Digging in, the switch hitter, David Woods, as he'll dig into the left-handed batter's box. The windup and the 0-1.
I love this at-bat right here. 2 quick outs. What does he do? He goes to the plate realizing on a hot day he's got to give his team a chance, especially his pitcher, a chance to relax a little bit. He's not afraid to hit deep in the count and go to 2 strikes. Nice job working this one.
The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2.
The classic back foot slider right there with 2 strikes. Usually gets a ton of swing and misses. Nice layoff right there. Fight for another pitch.
Hit in the air out to left field. Stowers finds some space out there for the catch to retire. 3 up, 3 down. Up next, David Woods flew out last time up.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
Just gets a piece of it, strike 1. Bonds stands at second with no outs. Very weakly on the ground. Down the third baseline.
Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to go a little bit further outside the zone. 3 foul balls in a row. He wants to get a swing and a miss on this next pitch.
Neither guy giving in here, and they'll do it again.
Right guy, right spot. Need you here.
Ready with another 0-2. Ran it in on him as this is bounced toward short. Reined in. And that's out number 1. Now to the plate, David Woods grounded out in his last at-bat.
David Woods.
Here's the first pitch to him. Squared that one up just a little late. 4 runs here in this half inning. 1-1 the count to the Cubs first baseman. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Johnson's there to put it away and finally put it.
Well, it's getting more and more common in baseball now these days to use a ton of pitchers to get through a game, and it took 6 here to get the job done, but hey, they'll do whatever they can to get a W.
And this afternoon's game ends 7-3. The Chicago Cubs put up 4 runs in the 9th inning to carry them to the victory. Porter Hodge earns the victory out of the bullpen, his 5th. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Scourgeon. You've been watching
the minors. You're Cliff Floyd. You know that. You know as well as anybody what you did in the minors. When you get to the show, it's meaningless.
Yeah, you can throw it in the trash. I'm telling you, it's just, you know what, you learn at the AAA level, but when you get to the big leagues, they're going to watch tape and exploit every weakness you have. And if you don't make the adjustment, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. I'll tell you that.